Moving forward, Stephen A., let's start with you here. Who do the Lakers need to get rid of here?
Wow. I think it's Andrew Bynum. I really do. Clearly, you can get some value for Pau Gasol, but how much value? You could have gotten more value for him a year, 2 years ago, as opposed to what we're seeing before our eyes right now. He's still skilled. He's still 7 feet tall. He's no scrub. But clearly his star has dimmed to some degree. You're not trading the Black Mamba. So what's the other piece of value that you have? Because nobody's going to want to take Metta World Peace off of your hands when you owe him about $14.5 to $15 million over the next 2 years. So the only piece that you have left is a guy in the 7'1" Andrew Bynum. He can be dominant. He can be formidable. He can be a difference maker when he's on his game. So you could possibly coax somebody into taking him off of your hands and making sure you get equitable value for him. He's getting paid about $14 million this year. You can go out there and try to trade for a Dwight Howard. Even though he doesn't want to come there, if you traded for him, you'd have a year to play with him and be able to see what kind of market value you can muster for him in the event that he doesn't want to stay and you're not successful in convincing him that Hollywood is the place for him. But to me, Andrew Bynum is the guy that's got to go because it's difficult to conceive of you comfortably investing $80, $90 million in a dude that sits there and looks you in the face and says, I don't care about Laker tradition. I don't care about the purple and gold. I don't care about learning from one of the greatest centers of all time, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I think I know enough. I really don't need your tutelage and assistance anymore. I'm fine the way that I am. I'm cool with my game. I don't have to do anything. And oh, by the way, whether you like it or not, Coach, I'm going to add the three-point shot to my offensive repertoire because I think that's good for my game. When you've got that kind of attitude, and then you go on the record while Craig Sager of TNT is interviewing you last night, and you adamantly state, I don't care where I go, doesn't matter to me. You can't invest long-term into a dude with that kind of attitude. You have got to move on and move in a different direction and make sure that you got people in your camp that love wearing that purple and gold.
So you're going to risk trading a 24-year-old all-star game starter who, I reiterate, averaged 19, 12, and 2 blocks during the regular season. You're just going to throw him out there and risk that he won't come back to haunt you just to get even with Lakerland? Because I ain't risking that, Stephen A. There's too much potential there. At least on potential, he's the best big man in the game. I thought at times during the regular season when he did buy in because they bought into him, he showed you he's a little better all around than Dwight Howard, who does not have the offensive skills or the free-throwing ability that Andrew Bynum does.
I don't want to hear that. He's not better than Dwight Howard. Listen, I don't think so. I've told you that from day one. I don't believe he's better than Dwight Howard. I believe that he can be more formidable in terms of being a big, imposing presence. There's no doubt. But I don't believe on both ends of the floor on a consistent night-in, night-out basis that he can be Dwight Howard because I don't believe he has that level of consistency in him. I think that Bynum is great for 10 to 15, even 20 games a year where he can be the most dominant big man in the game. I think the other 50, 60 games, I think it's a toss-up. A matter of fact, there's at least 10 to 15 games in there you can pencil in every year. He won't show up. So to me, that doesn't equate to being better than Dwight Howard. And I'll add this too. When you look at Bynum, again, we talked about a guy that doesn't necessarily care too much. He cares about his cars. He cares about his mama, of course. He cares a lot about his money. And occasionally he cares about the game. But that's him. When you got a Dwight Howard and you juxtapose it to that, I'm thinking along the lines of all the things that he's been through, that he's gone through this year. Now, when you think about this, Skip, you talk about, I'm not risking it. And in no way am I saying this is on the table because I do not know. But if you're Miami, okay, or you're the Lakers, and you got a chance to get Bosh and Wade for some package deal involving Bynum, you don't do that? I would. If you are the Lakers and you got an opportunity to get a package deal that includes Darren Williams for a Bynum, You don't do that, I might. You trying to tell me if I can get Brook Lopez with Darren Williams to pair with Kobe, I might not move Bynum? And I get to keep Gasol
You're
with
crazy.
Brook Lopez?
Now
I'm
you
sorry.
went completely
No.
over the edge on that one.
Listen.
Hey,
No. It's not over the edge. Time out. It's not over the edge. Here's why, Skip. I just gave you one of the best point guards in the game. I got you another 7-footer who's good for 20, can't rebound, isn't the greatest defender, but could put in 18 to 20 a night. And I compare him with Gasol, and I got Darren Williams. With the way the game has changed, where you got all these ticky-tack fouls being called, when you if you got bad breath and you didn't take a breath mint and you didn't put it and you're breathing somebody's face the wrong way, you're getting called for a foul. This ain't old school anymore, Skip. The days when you covered the NBA every day. This is a new NBA where soft as putty can elevate you to stardom. So to me, I think about all of those things, and I'm saying, wait a minute. There are a plethora of opportunities out there that I could utilize what you say exists in Bynum to get me some kind of package deal that will make me formidable, particularly for Kobe Bryant's last 2 years in L.A.
I would love to see the Lakers trade for Darren Williams and Brook Lopez and watch Andrew Bynum go elsewhere, go to the Brooklyn Nets and play rings around Brook Lopez. And I'm talking about championship rings. You can build a dynasty around Bynum if you plug him in right and
You
utilize him
cannot.
right, because you know and I know he has chip on shoulder, at maybe championship chip, if you will. The way Kobe always says, you got to watch him. He's got edge to him, but Kobe loved that edge. Kobe played to that edge. And Stephen A., I ask you, what did the Orlando Magic just do? They sided with their big man. They got rid of the GM, and they especially got rid of a Stan Van Gundy who had repeatedly,
him.
publicly gone after Dwight
Won't
Howard.
help him.
So,
Won't
okay,
help Orlando.
Here's the point. Okay, here's the point. It's time to make a move with Mike Brown. He's the number one piece that needs to go. If you want to trade Gasol at age going on 32, that's fine with me because, as you point out, I'm not sure what you're going to get back for Pau Gasol, but that's fine. Get whatever you can for him. Keep Bynum, and remember, our own Magic Johnson, the great Magic, just 5 games back in the previous round, had Mike Brown on the hot seat. I'm putting him right back on the hot seat today. I don't like the way he treated Bynum. I don't think Mike Brown, as good a defensive coach as he is, and they were much better on defense this year, I don't think he's a big enough personality to handle Bynum and Kobe, the offensive coordinator Kobe. Going forward, I don't have an answer for this, but they need to go get a big name. Me personally, and I know we're both big fans of his, I would love to see Larry Brown have a crack at this team. Now, he went back to college, obviously, and took the SMU job. But that's the kind of coach who could take this team to another level with Bynum and Kobe.
Well, there's a couple of things I want to make sure that we make very, very clear here. In no way am I reporting. I don't want people out there thinking that I'm reporting that there's some package deal on the table for Bynum. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just
Okay.
let's make that very, very clear. I'm just talking about what the possibilities are out there. If I'm the Los Angeles Lakers and I'm considering moving Bynum, these are the kind of things that I'm looking for. That's number one. Number two, as much respect as I have for Mike Brown, I completely and wholeheartedly agree with you about how I would have loved to have seen Larry Brown, a guy like Larry Brown,
you.
coaching these Lakers. There's no doubt about it. I think Larry Brown's one of the greatest coaches I've ever seen.
He is.
He's just temperamental when you got executives just giving away talent. He can't stand around and take that. That's
Exactly.
just him. But boy, is he a hell of a coach. I would love to have seen that. Because as much as I respect Mike Brown, he's not in the class of Larry Brown. It's just that simple. Now, with that being said, here's again where you're wrong. Are you trying to tell me that if Kobe Bryant had Darren Williams and 2 7-footers who can average 16 a game, that they can't win a title? I'm telling you
Nope,
they can't.
I wouldn't like
I'm
them.
telling you,
Nope.
Darren Williams is a bad man. He's a bad man, Skip. I'm telling you, you can talk Chris Paul, you can talk Derrick Rose, you can talk Russell Westbrook, you can talk Rajon Rondo, you can talk all of these dudes. You better make sure you put Darren Williams up in that category because this boy is lethal. as a point guard, as a floor leader, as a scorer from the perimeter, they wouldn't be able to key and double up on Kobe. Could you imagine the damage that they would do with that backcourt with Darren Williams and Kobe? Please, please. You better wake up and smell some Old Spice or something.
Hey.
I'm telling you.
Hey, listen.
Go ahead.
There's one potentially unstoppable player in all of pro basketball, Andrew Bynum. If he ever grows up and matures and gets in the right system with the right coach and surrounded by the right players, look out below.